Kirkpatrick standard system models are operationally the same. The difference between them is the size container their pumps are designed to accommodate. The SU-35B is fit for 35-pound, 5-gallon pails and is usually used for shorter wire rope runs. The model SU-120 is fit for mid-size, 120-pound, 15-gallon drums, and the model SU-400 is fit for 400-pound, 55-gallon full-size drums. The latter two models are usually ordered for larger wire rope diameters or longer wire rope run lengths. Each standard system is provided complete with the following components: a detailed operating and troubleshooting instruction manual, a CD containing the operating instructions, catalog parts list, and several titled video segments of the system in operation at our user job sites, a heavy-duty military-approved storage case, a lightweight 26-pound, 11.7 kilogram quality aluminum lubrication collar able to accommodate wire rope seal kit diameters from 1/4 inch to 1 7/8 inch. This equals 7 millimeters to 48 millimeters. A clear discharge hose with hose clamp. 1 diameter seal and scraper plate kit pre-inserted in the lubrication collar, matching one of the diameters the customer has specified in their purchase order. Each kit consists of 2 high-grade polyurea seal halves and a 4-piece metal scraper plate set. Optional diameter seal and scraper plate kits are available for other wire rope diameters as well. 1 groove cleaner kit consisting of 2 individual groove cleaners, 1 red and 1 black. A pump package fit for the size container the customer uses in their wire rope maintenance program. A 150 psi rated piggybacked air regulator, air filter, oiler assembly with gauge. A 7,000 psi rated lubricant flow control valve with a brass push-to-pull quick connect disconnect nipple attached. A lubricant recycling discharge valve attached to the lubrication collar. A 10-foot, 3-meter, 2,500 psi rated lubricant supply hose with brass push-to-pull quick connects attached to either end. A pail/drum cover with bung adapter attached. A follower plate. 2 tie-down shackles pre-attached to the lubrication collar. We also offer the option of a video camera with a 30-minute chip to record the first use of the system in your operation. The chip is then returned to our offices at your discretion for our review to help you with any operational suggestions for future wire rope preventive maintenance procedures. This test will incorporate our model SU-35B, fit for 5-gallon pails, and we use our Dynaguard Blue. It consists of an air regulator, filter assembly, and an airline oiler, plus a 7,000 psi flow control valve that controls the flow to the lubrication collar. One can see that the seals are totally closed. There is no gap. The white caulking material is from the sealant we put in the interlock. Now the scraper plates on the outbound side basically smooth out the lube that's been applied to the rope as it exits. Never tighten the scrapers prior to closing the collar around the wire rope to be lubricated. Then you adjust them and you tighten the hex nuts. Make sure they're tightened firmly. And we won't show the other end. He'll tighten the scrapers on the other end in the same fashion. The flow control valve is a 1,000 psi rated. It's in the closed position now. The lubricant supply hose is push-to-pole brass, has already been connected. And the reason it's push-to-pole brass is for ease of operation and connection, and also for emergency situation. Some people use swivel adapters like your garden hose. This is not efficient. The gauge is not supplied with the system. The gauge is just to tell us what the internal pressure is when the collar fills. This is the discharge recycling valve. That's the open position. And once you see lube coming out here or out the ends of the collar, that means it's full. Then you have the option of keeping it open for excess lubricant or closing it, and that recycles your excess lubricant back to the beginning of the collar for reuse. Alright, we've got this thing set at 110 psi. You may not necessarily need that much. This is it really depends on how fast you want to go and to keep up with the wire rope travel speed. There's a set rule with this: feed the speed. If you go too slow, you need to have less pressure. If you go real fast, you got to have adequate pressure to keep up with the wire rope feed and travel speed. And send the Dynaguard blue up to the lubrication collar. And there it goes. It's all the way up to about 160. You can see that the lube has pressurized the collar and has come out the discharge. That means wire rope travel's ready to go. Now you want to, it's your call. You can leave it open and let the discharge come out the end of the hose going into a pail, or you can close this thing off and recycle the lube, as mentioned earlier, back to the very beginning where the wire rope's going to come in. Okay, now we're going to run out the section that was inside the collar. Go. Set it off. Open it up.
then we'll just adjust the throttle, so to speak, on the flow control valve for what we see coming on the road. We can just get a nice light, even coating. The groove cleaner will do its job on the entry side and clean the road, and then we'll adjust how we do the flow. But this really, in case you're wondering, really isn't a discharge tube. You're not going to have grease coming out of it. The grease is going to come about that far, then I shut the pump off. Then we start the travel, and I open the pump back up. And it won't be coming back out of here anymore after that. It'll follow the road. Grease always follows the easiest path. Don't tighten these down before you clamp this thing onto the road. The holes right here are oversized for the bolts. So what'll happen is, if you go tightening this down on these scrapers, you can tighten them down so that the scraper's pushing too far that way. And you go to tighten it down, and it won't tighten all the way around the road, because it's hitting here first. So these are the last things you tighten. If you tighten them.
Got one end off, Joey, and they were going to cut it. Everything else seemed off. Forget it.
Now you know I wear the doctor gloves.
Yeah.
Alright, and then this thing just tightens down like a Christmas tree. Alright, and then get the thing pointed towards where the collar's going to be, and tighten it down like a Christmas tree. Now with these, you don't need to be taking a mallet to hit them and get them to shut. You just make sure the washer's in the right end. I hiked the rope yesterday with a set of calipers. Make sure, even though you got a list or something or a spec somewhere that says you got 32 millimeter rope or whatever, get a pair of calipers and mic the rope real quick. Because if you've got a rope that's a millimeter or two too big for the seal kit in there, nothing's going to work right. So you got to. Said, just these ridges here will hold the thing together once it butts up against our system. So you're just going enough just to keep the whole thing together. Now, see how I still need to crank this thing down. You crank this thing down, I guarantee you're going to cut the life of this thing by, 100%. Probably go one more little tight. All right, but when it's screwed up or it's worn out or it hit against something, it'll stop spinning. You stripped it at that point. So you
just want to take it off one.
So we're just going to use the one.
Okay.
I'd like to have two. You got to do what you got to do. Get the raise out of it. All right, so we're at max right now. All right, so we're a little bit over 80. It'll drop down to about 30 or 40 once we open the valve on the other side. You got to be able to sustain at least 25, 30 PSI, operating PSI, once it starts moving. If you can't sustain that much, you got a problem. You don't have enough air to get a good coating on the rope. So we got that set. If you're doing a long run, we're just doing a little short run, but if you're doing a long run, put some air tool oil in the reservoir here. All right, and there's an Allen or a screwdriver thing you can set in there to set how fast it percolates. It's like an old-fashioned coffee pot, and you gotta have the lubricant, the air tool oil going through there. At this point, we're going to open it up. We're going to watch the discharge right there, and we're going to wait. We might see some coming out of the seal also. Now you see that? Chamber's full. We got a good seal. We got the right size seal on there because you know it's not going everywhere. Now you can really see here that I've lightened up the load on the grease. You can see the bare metal there as the groover tore off that crack. All right, when you want to work the valve here, you can see how every once in a while, every once in a while. water too. So it's cake. Now come and check out this peak that's coming up. It's a big one. There it is. So I got this at about 40, about half a tick. That's where the air cooler oil helps.
Hey man, that's neat. That's fantastic.
Get that on camera.
That's fantastic.
There you go. You like that?
Yeah. That's what we're all about.
PSI we got here about 30, 40. Yeah, we're doing good. Stack them in big loads. So they taper down as you get down to the bottom couple inches.
You can't get it.
You can't get it, so sometimes you got to scoop that out and put it in the next pail. You want to avoid putting used grease into a new pail, but this stuff will be okay. You want to keep it as clean and pure as you can.
It's very important to keep it.
Watch how close you can get. Somebody didn't stay there with a hammer and knock it right back in. Work its way over on top of those. And then when you let's get up high. put a little solid right here to break some of this.
What do you think, John?